Hello everyone, my name is Andrew. Today we'll continue learning IT and today I'll tell you what is an API. So what's an API? Lots of people say just use an API. Let's create an API. We need to delete that API. We need to use that API. But what is that API? What is it? I'm going to tell you today and let's just start. So API is an application programming interface. It's, well, really obvious. It's a thing from an application and we use it for programming and it's an interface. So basically API is just all the things that you can use from other applications. API is a gateway for other applications to talk to each other. So for example, let me give you this schema. So what I have is something like Binance. Binance is a crypto exchange, is just an example. So that's an app that I did not write. So I have no idea how Binance works. I have no idea what systems does Binance use. But sometimes I want to build something on top of Binance. So I can use Binance API in order to connect my app, my system, with Binance systems. That's how it works. So API is basically a connection between your app or any other system or any other program even, with some other application. So basically my app will connect to Binance API because I cannot use Binance databases directly. I cannot just write an SQL query to a Binance database in order to, I don't know, get the quotes for some instruments. What I need is a gateway in order for me to use that program. So basically, you have two separate systems, and API is all the things that you can use in those systems. So now let's go to docs of Binance API, and you're gonna see that here we have lots of requests. And once again, Binance is just an example, but I think lots of you know about it. So here we have all the requests that we can use. And basically, developers of Binance opened up an API that allows us to connect to their systems. And for example, if I use that request, so individual symbol mini ticker stream, I receive that response. So API basically tells me that I can use that thing in the program and I receive that response. And with that knowledge, I can connect my own application or build my own application on top of Binance. So basically, if you have something like, if you have anything and you want to connect one application and another, you need some sort of an API. Another example is that if you have an application in your, in your OS, in your operational system, what you can do, or operating system, sorry, what you can do is create an application and that application will talk to Windows API. So your application that you created in any programming language can talk to Windows API in order to send some requests, in order to do some stuff. So basically any application that should connect to other applications should have an API. And once again, API just describes all the things that you can use. If we go back to Binance, I can see that all the responses, all the requests, and all the data that I need to send in order to receive some other data. And API is just that. Of course, when we talk about APIs in today's world, we basically mean web APIs. And there is no difference between a normal API and web API. Well, the only difference is that web API is basically an API that is open to web programs. So typically an HTTP API. So web API is just an application programming interface for another app, and it's built on top of web, so on top of HTTP, WebSockets, or some other stuff. But API can come in any form or shape, and that's just it. So once again, API is the thing that allows you to connect one system and to another system. So one system to another. That's an API. Thank you for watching and bye-bye.